Aaron Jeremy Jacobs.
Ingeborg Joseph.
Carl Henry Joseph.
Sheldon Robert Cantor.
A somber ceremony in New York this morning. Relatives read aloud the names of the nearly 3,000 people who lost their lives on September 11, 2001. 161 of those people had ties to Connecticut. It has been 18 years since that just terrible day.
And for many people, that may seem like a long time, but for those who lost loved ones, the trauma and grief can still feel just as fresh.
Aw, is that high school graduation?
So this is high school. That actually could be one of the last pictures I have with my father.
Amanda Gregory Carpenter shared a special bond with her dad.
This is probably one of my favorite pictures of me and my dad.
Oh, I love that.
Amanda's father, Donald Gregory, was a bond broker who worked for Cantor Fitzgerald on the 101st floor of Tower 1 at the World Trade Center. And that's where he was on this terrible day 18 years ago. Amanda was a sophomore in college, and 2 weeks later she returned to Embry-Riddle University to resume her studies.
Immediate weeks, months, I mean, essentially my college career, I look back now and realize it was incredibly difficult, probably more than I knew at the time. People didn't know how to deal with that kind of traumatic loss.
Through the years, Amanda has learned to process and understand her emotions, but even after 18 years, time cannot erase the trauma.
I think there's a lot of assumptions that the farther away you go, whether it be 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, like, oh, you got past the first anniversary, you should be fine, or past 5, then it's okay for you to move on. It doesn't follow a linear path. There's going to be triggers throughout your grief process.
For Amanda, those triggers were fire engines and ambulances, but even the time of year can bring back feelings of anxiety and despair.
It was about a month ago, I just kind of felt down, and I didn't know why, and I was like, oh, it's August, it's coming. And I realized, I was like, that's it.
In the first few years after the attacks, Amanda went with her family to the memorials that were held in New York City. But the 10th anniversary was different.
When they opened the memorial towers, being there with my brother and my sister, seeing my dad's name, it was incredibly difficult.
It has been a long journey, and even after all she's been through, Amanda says hope and happiness are still possible if you can find the courage to be open to it.
If your dad could see you right now, what would you hope that he would see in you?
Just love for family, that we're just continuing it, that I married a man that he would be proud of and he would love. And then I have children that are going to know his name, and they're going to know his humor, they're going to know his story, and that I'm going to continue trying to help others so that his loss is not for nothing.
I know her dad would be really proud of her.
He would be.
Amanda got some important guidance along the way, Dennis, from a group that was formed especially to help the children of 9/11 who lost a parent on that day. And we'll have more on this group Tuesday's Children tonight on Eyewitness News at 11, a fantastic organization.
18 years and the pain and grief is still so raw.
Time can heal some things, but when it comes to trauma, a traumatic event like that, it's a little bit more difficult. It kind of stays with you, as I've learned.
Probably a little therapeutic to talk about it, too, with you.
Yes, but I could
and tell the story, but
I could see it coming back.
Very difficult. We'll be right back.